see. Oh, god damn it. Port, it's broken. I broke it, Port. I'm sorry. Ah. I don't know what it is, but like, I did do the thing you told me to the other day, but it still does this thing where it's like, just scrolls up sometimes for some reason, and the next vote we'll do will scroll down. I'm not sure why. Anyways, guys, this is our last best of 5 of the day now, so let's focus up on it. It's Jig, it's aLive, to the top right-hand side from Root Gaming, coming out second place of his group, behind Poke Bunny, but ahead of Jon Snow. It's Jig. Bottom left, our blue Terran player from My Insanity gave it up for aLive. Again, how are we all feeling? How are we all doing? Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Again, you guys have been so crazy on the support and all the rest of it. It has been insane. I actually was having a pretty rough day or two. I've been watching my sub count go down the last couple of days because, you know, it happens. The sub counts go down. We've just had a promotion. I've just been watching it go down. It's always a scary thing as a streamer when you're watching your sub count dip, right? Because you're like, oh god. I mean, being a streamer is kind of scary all the time because you're like, well, will I get the donations to eat dinner this month, or will my subs stay above 200 after we've been pushing to stay above 200 all year? Yesterday they dipped from 250 to like 225, and I was like, oh god, not this again. But you guys have been awesome. The sub count's on its way back up again. The donations today has obviously just been, again, absolutely insane. It's yeah, it's really been quite awesome. You guys are you guys are really amazing. Thank you, everyone. Even if you're just watching, you can't afford to donate or anything, or cheer or whatever, you guys are heroes too. We're all heroes in this town. Is there any pros in this tournament? There is. Puck is in the semi-finals. He'll be playing tomorrow. You'll be able to catch him tomorrow in the first semi-final of the day, and then he'll either be in the finals or the third place matchup afterwards as well. So you'll get 2 Protoss matchups guaranteed tomorrow, guaranteed 2 Zerg matchups because Cham is in the semis, and we're guaranteed 2 Terran matchups because Keen is in the semis as well. So we're guaranteed some, obviously we don't know exactly which matchups they're going to be just yet, etc., but we're guaranteed a good variety of matchups, I feel, throughout the day. Yes, game number 1 of this best of 5, guys. Again, getting this rolling, getting this set up. Let's see how this is gonna go. We got a lot of lives coming into the chat. Got some Jig support as well from Trojan Llama 53. We got hashtag Jim from Atomski, our giveaway winner. Congrats again, mate. Jerklin85 cheering on Jig as well. As you just see this Queen setting it up in the third base. Amski as well, by the way, with that Cheer 1000. Did you just upgrade your bit badge, or am I going crazy? Did you just go to a Cheer 5000 bit badge? That's mental. That is mental. Just gonna see these things. Setting up in the main base. A Reaper over here in the main base too, getting set and ready to go. Spine Crawler currently on the way up as well. Stimpack starting on this barracks, and a couple more barracks up aLive coming on down. Again, depots just setting up at the front, and clearly building with a very fast 3cc. aLive really playing to the map. It is, of course, Acolyte, a map which we see here, obviously, as the kind of the macro map of the series. And Jig really playing to that as well. He took a very late gas here, as link speed only just now starting kind of after the 330 marker, which is kind of when a hatch gas, pool gas would start the link speed getting going. And there's that Reaper. A couple of Hellions just setting up, looking to see what they can do. Do I have a Bitcoin address for donations? Asks Googly Goink in the chat. Or Googly Goink. No, I do not. I don't really play around with Bitcoin too much. The only time I've ever played around with Bitcoin was... it's actually kind of funny, but... what was it? It was like at some point someone gave me when Bitcoin was a really new thing. There was like a thing on Reddit where you could like give someone tip someone in Bitcoin for their post or something. I made this post like, oh guys, I've been running SC to improve for a year or something. I can't remember, but someone like tipped me like 0.1 of a Bitcoin, or it was like, you know, something like that. And so I completely forgot about it until like a couple years later. I was like at uni, I was like kind of stuck for money one day. I was like, huh, I wonder if that 0.1 of a Bitcoin is worth something. So I went digging, found myself my Bitcoin wallet or whatever. Again, I don't really know how it works and stuff. And figured out how to sell my Bitcoin. My 0.1 of a Bitcoin was worth like £150 from some guy that just tipped me it randomly on Reddit like 2 years before. It was so mental. That's my only time I've ever used Bitcoin. If you think, if something people are interested, if people would genuinely like me to have a Bitcoin wallet and so they can tip me in Bitcoin, then I can set it up. I just don't imagine it would be something people would be super interested in. But if you guys are, then I guess we can. I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see. Sorry guys, not much happening in this game. Spire on the way up, upgrades from either side. This is going to be Lingbane Muta here on a fairly large, fairly large map. Mutas can work well. As we do see the armory is on the way up from aLive, setting up for 2-2, and the first two medevacs just coming over to start cleaning creep, etc. Thank you, Adzi, for the cheer 106 in the chat. For your new badge? Are you a red badge now? No way, that's awesome, man. You've been working towards that red badge for ages. That's sick. Congrats. Amski, yeah, you just got your new shiny badge. Matches your name so you could say things are going well. That's awesome as well, man. Considering you started working towards your new badge like, about 3 days ago. I'd say that's pretty good going. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you, Adzi, again, for that cheer 106. Congrats on your new badges. We do see a scan coming down and a couple of creep team as well dropping. 9 meters currently on the way up here from Jig. Going to be moving towards the center of the map perhaps in a couple of moments. A couple of queens going down. Nicely done so far. aLive really just finding a lot of damage with these first two medevacs. And what's really frustrating for Jig is that this isn't exactly like it's meant to be like super high pressure or anything from aLive. It's just meant to clean up some creep, but he's lost his fourth base, queens, lings. It's not going well for him, as we're going to see. Well, this will go a bit better now as the meters will fly in. He's actually going to target down 2 or 3 meters, though. That's also nice. And now he boosts away. More medevacs coming in. Might be able to actually save these Marines to some extent. Oh, wow. That's absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So you're going to see those Marines and medevacs. So it's going to be pushing up top and seeing what they can get up to. Yeah, a few Marines just over to the left-hand side. A few Banes on the way up from Jig as well. 0.1 Bitcoin is worth like £460 right now. Yeah, I know. What can I say? Like, I needed money then and there. Like, I had like £50 in my bank. I needed to like eat for a week, so I sold my Bitcoins. How silly of me. Anyways, yeah, this attack from aLive, off the back of a very eco-free CC, it's just put him into a very is putting him into a very good position here. It's just going to be seeing the turret gets repaired, and these mutas so far from Jig not finding damage. And that's the issue as well. If Jig starts to fall behind with these mutas on the map also, it just hurts because they can obviously join in fights, but they're nowhere near as strong of an army as Lingbane Muta and as Lingbane Hydra, sorry. And so you've got to really rely on distracting the Terran, etc. aLive will very confidently target down those Banes, although one of them does still connect. He's going to target down mutas once again. Jig taking some losses. Medevacs lift up, boost away. Ooh, he turns back in. He'll just drop Marines one at a time. He will get another Mutalist for this, so in the end, I mean, it is worth. Just keep the Lingbane running up top left, just to keep it busy and actually allow him to move onto the map with other armies now coming through into the center. So a few more lings here from Jig. Going to be a setup in the center too. Another meter gets picked off already. He's going to sim in. That Widowmine is not going to get connection. I thought it was going to go off, then I thought it was going to get killed, then it just did nothing. Marauders at the front trying to attack. Now the Widowmine is still not going to go off. It just gets blown up by Banelings. But aLive has such a great concave here. There's a few Banes left in this on, but the micro on both sides is just insane. What an absolutely insanely... Wow, that's just insane. aLive going to take game number 1. I mean, what a fight from... maybe I'll look into getting it set up. It's just something I haven't really thought about before. Alright guys, to the top left hand side, the blue Terran player up 1-0 in this best of 5. It's aLive. And bottom right, our red Zerg from Root Gaming, it's Jig. A lot of these matchups seem really one-sided, says Azzy. I have to disagree, man. Like, if we think about it, all of these games today, we haven't seen a 3-0. I think, for example, the first series, I mean, Semper Puck was definitely not one-sided. I think throughout Poke Bunny Cham, even though it was a 3-1, I think Pokebuddy put up some very good fights without the games. I think, yeah, I even think like Drunken Boy Keen. Keen did seem like the better player, but Drunken Boy had his moments, he had advantages. And he did take a map as well in fairly impressive fashion. It wasn't just some cheese or something, it was a good macro game out of him. So I can't really say that these games have been one-sided. In fairness, if there is a series one-sided, it may very well be this one. I mean, I love Jig. He's been a great player throughout this year, qualifying for WCS challenges, etc. But, you know, he's up against aLive, who's been an IEM finalist this year. He's been doing so well, and is just one of these players we look at as being on a very high level. I mean, it's tough, right? But I guess we'll see if Jig can take a map or so. I think if there is going to be a one-sided series today, it probably is in this one. Yeah, guys, no coupon codes. We've already used the all the coupon codes up for this event over the week. But if you do want to support on the Match Arena page, whether it's $1, $2, $5, or $10, it's you're more than welcome to use it. You're more than welcome to add them in. Obviously, it goes a long way. It does go towards the 4 players who hit top 4. You get split between them based on their positions. So far, Cham, Puck, Keen, and the winner of this series will benefit from any donations you make on the Match Arena page. As well as the fact it just looks good for us if we're able to raise some good money. Helps us to maybe justify running tournaments like this again in the future, etc. It's a great way to support the event if you've been enjoying this America's Focus tournament. What's up, Von Chalet, by the way? How you doing, man? Are you feeling the days as you see this grenade coming in and you see some drones getting blasted around? I don't know what these drones are doing over here, actually. Maybe he wanted to make a third hatch, brought 2 over. Maybe he's going to be able to save 1 on the extractor at least, so it's not too bad for him in the end. Reaper will still just sit here, though, and that drone just going to have to keep on cancelling and rebuilding for a little while. Jimsock with the Cheer 50. Thank you so much for the Cheer 50. Do appreciate it. Just going to see those couple of lings continue to run on over, and the Reaper just going to get chased down. Speed lane's maybe not going to be able to get the kill, but pushing it back, allowing Jig to put the third hatchery down is obviously always very nice. Stimpack starts up from aLive. He's actually opened with this 2-1-1 here, so aLive going 2-1-1, a little bit of a different way to set on up. And towards the mid-game compared to last time. It'll be a similar idea. He'll get Medivacs up and 60 Marines inside the first 2 to start pushing and pressuring, but it'll hit a lot sooner. Because he doesn't have the free CC, it is much more important that it hits sooner because he needs to get on the map, force units, so that he can then set up a third base a bit later on, while delaying the economy of the Zerg. In the last game, Jig was able to drone up fairly freely. In this game, he won't be allowed to, and that's why, you know, aLive can justify being on a slightly later command center here in this series. Or in this game, I should say. Overlord to the top side. Jig going to be positioning this here, see what he can do. Slow Marine just patrolling to the sides. Starport going to drop on down as well, and is onto the reactor as we expected it to be. This 2-on-1 opening, very well defined. Jig will look for a Ling Queen based defense initially, and then probably into a Bane Nest a little bit later on to deal with follow-up attacks over the near future. Is there going to be another virtual BlizzCon ticket raffle today? Asks Mango Mosh. No, there will not be. There will be another virtual BlizzCon ticket raffle tomorrow when we're here for the grand finals, the playoff day, the semi-finals, third place match, and the finals of the event tomorrow. So that'll be our next giveaway for the BlizzCon virtual ticket. And what's up, Pontios SC2 coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime and showing your support. Really do appreciate it. We get some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for a brand new Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, Pontius, for the subscription. If you do want those replays, send me a whisper. I'll send them over to you by the end of the stream as well, by the way. If you're a new sub, that applies to any new subs. 400 replays in that replay pack you get instantly, and there'll be a new replay pack later this week as well with even more. Actually, Medivac so far not able to do much. The Lings were well positioned. Jig, another set of Lings on the way out, then maybe needs to start going into a round or 2 of drones before continuing on. Those Medivacs going to go in towards the main base. Medivac's going to drop in towards the main. The Ling is going to get surrounded. Just gets 1 Marine, but again, it's good defense. Queens are coming down towards the third Jig, not letting aLive find any openings right here, as aLive really just sort of shows his hand for the rest of this game as well. Only a single engineering bay is very suggestive of further aggression, just in case the 5 racks isn't enough of an idea as to the fact that this is going to be a live attacking, and just going from there. However, I have to say, if there is a way to kind of set up here, it would be to kind of, you know, set up nicely for Jig. It would be to have denied all aggression so far, and to not take many losses. Losing those feelings as these Marines finally do drop on down is maybe the first thing that's really gone kind of aLive's way with this aggression. So far, it's been very good for Jig. Just needs to keep that, kind of keep that going. 8 Marines killed off, but a lot of things went down. The Queen and the main went down too. This time he does get in there and forces those units back all over again. Medevac continue to be pushed away. Combat shield's about halfway done, and the +1 attack upgrade going to be finishing up in a moment or two here for aLive. Von Schler doing good. Just got back from your kid's birthday party. Well, happy birthday to them. It was a good time. Hope you didn't get too drunk on the birthday cake, man. As you do see these Marines. Good push forwards are going to find themselves in Overlord 2. It's little things like this that will add up to being successful in terms of further aggression for aLive as the game continues. Jig dodging and ducking and seeing what he can do, but we are going to see the Overlord going down. A nice pick off here by aLive. Pontius in the chat saying, long time follower, respects to you. Well, thank you very much for turning that long time follower into some support, into some Twitch Prime subbing. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it, man. Glad you're enjoying for a long time. Really do appreciate it. Nice to hear. Marines are going to be pushing on forwards here, and this is the sort of bigger attack, which is important for Jig to try and shut down early, but the Banes go off mostly on the tanks, but he does kill the tanks, which will slow this down quite heavily. You'll see the Queens transfusing each other up there. And the Marines still pushing forwards. A Queen needs a transfuse, but Jig doesn't see it in time. And maybe just too many Marines. Jig has so much money in the bank that he just isn't spending at the moment. He's got 1,500 minerals and 300 gas. What on earth is this? I mean, Jig, we knew aLive was going to be aggressive, but, I mean, this is really just Jig's own fault. I mean, he set up nicely. We've not taken too much damage to the initial drops. Honestly, this first attack wasn't bad. He gets rid of the tanks, and then he just has to get another wave of Banes for the Marines. He has so much money, which you just can't be floating if you want to hold off attacks like this. aLive strike. But, I don't know. Gotta try things out, see if they work. Usually we're just doing 2 minutes between games and 3 minutes between series, but yeah, just trying something different a day. Also, because some of our matches were very long earlier on, I just started doing it to try and actually hit our ads per hour target. Anyways, to the top right hand side, from my insanity up to 0, our blue Terran player here on Mech Depot. It's aLive. Bottom left, our red Zerg player from Root Gaming. It is Jig. Guys, I do just have to say, I was just thinking about this during the break, that it's kind of crazy how many of you guys are watching this right now, and like throughout the week as well. We had more viewers on this than I ever could have imagined. We've had some nice hosts and stuff from people too, but there's been a lot of just generic or genuine viewer growth through the streams as well. And I honestly, when I ran an NA event, I did not even begin to think we'd out any day hit more than 1,000 viewers. So the fact that you guys are all here right now and we're hitting like 1,250, 1,300 at points, it's really pretty crazy. Like we had like over 1,000 last night with the base trade host too, but it really is insane. Like, I mean, the viewership for this has been better than some of the European events I've ran recently, so I don't even know what to say about that. Like, I don't even know how to, here's me like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to run an NA event, because is it worthwhile? And then you guys are just like, well, yeah, I know, we're just going to give you like 2 times the viewership if you stream something in EU times. Okay, guys, I mean, that works, sure. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hope you're enjoying. Keep those hashtag votes coming in. It might be your last time to hashtag vote today. Jig is at a 25%. It's actually been the most one-sided vote of the day in the chat. aLive up that 74%. Alright, we'll leave those up for you guys to keep an eye on. Factory is building right now from aLive. Suddenly a scurry of aLives in the chat from Bergon, Blue Cyclone, Iceman. Oh, some hashtag aLives, one Schleyer as well. Lots of Terran love. Next is going to hashtag Jig. Let's go every race but Terran. Well, this way we are going to have a TvT in tomorrow's semi-final, but the good news is the top side of the bracket is a PvZ, Puck versus Cham. So Puck versus Cham, followed by Keen, and the winner of this series will be tomorrow's semi-finals lineup, then the third place match, and then the finals. That's tomorrow's plan. That's tomorrow's lineup of games. hopefully you guys are looking forward to all of that. We will be starting at the same time as today. That is midday West Coast, 3 p.m. East Coast, USA. We're going to be starting at 9 p.m. Central European time as well, if you're tuning in from Europe. So, same time all over again for our 3 best of 5s and tomorrow best of 7 final as well. It'll be Puck versus Cham, Keen versus the winner of this series, and again then the 2 series afterwards. So don't forget to come tune in. We'll actually be streaming earlier on in the day as well tomorrow from 2 p.m. CEST. That's about 7 hours earlier than the times I just mentioned. We're going to be streaming the Go for SC2 Sunday, so look out for that as well. Double stream from us tomorrow, back on the European time zone stream grind. Couple of refineries on the natural here, and that means we might just see. Well, I don't know if you're too sure. 2 refineries, we've actually gone into a lot of racks here. It's a fast free CC again from aLive, so actually the couple of refinery completely threw me there. I was going to say, is this mech? But no, clearly isn't. What is interesting is that Jig is making a lot of units. He's making Overlord speed, and he does not have an Evo chamber yet. I kind of felt as though this might have been a... there it is, Evo chamber coming down. So I think he's going to go for a big Ling Bane and Queen drop all in over the next few moments. So getting this set up and ready to go in the next few moments. aLive and Jig will be head-to-head in what is going to be a very aggressive push from Jig. Now, Jig, take this map, and he's on the scoreboard at least. Stim not done just yet. I mean, it's a fast free CC play. If there's ever a time where an all-in like this is going to work, it's going to be now. But he has to hit before there's too many Marines with Stim, because that really would hurt him here. As we're going to see, the Evo Chamber's finished. Not using it for anything just yet. Is he going to bring Queens across the map? He only has 3 of them, so maybe not. Free CC is moving out. Jig, go, 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 go. This Hellion's going to see all these Zerglings. That means there probably will be a full wall-off here. The third CC is going to try and land in position. The Bayers are not going to get there in time. The Reaper actually doesn't block it. He is going to be stuck there. We're going to see, well, SCVs going up the ramp, but now they're going to block the depot from raising, and the Banes are already starting to go off. The Marines are starting to get surrounded. There's some Banes as well, which are going to get on top of them, and the Lings are continuing to get a very good surround, and aLive is going to be in trouble. 25 workers going down, and all in from Jake is currently doing some real damage. Marines are cornered. The Medivacs will lift them up to reposition them. 40 workers down already, and Jig will keep on making Zerglings. He's going to get these fresh mules in the main already, and I think aLive's just been caught completely off guard here. This all-in from Jig was effective. It's hit hard. It's hit powerfully. 1 SCV on the map right now. The upgrade's going down too, and that is really when you know you're in trouble, because the upgrades and the efficiency of Terran units are one of the things that could maybe pull you back in a game like this. Not when you're losing those upgrades, obviously. Jig starts +1 melee behind. I was intrigued by the melee upgrade, by the Evo chamber, actually. I thought it was maybe for the Queen about that. I really don't think I meant to talk about it, but just want to give you guys a bit of a teaser for being so awesome this week. Well, I'll say is, if you guys are in the UK, I'd be in London in December. Should be fun. I'm not going to say much more. I really can't. It's not mine to announce. But I'm excited for it. Bottom right-hand side, still up 2 games to 1. So he's still on match point here. Can he close it out? Can he survive a potential all-in? Our Blue Terran player. Probably won't play as brutally this time. It's my Insanity's aLive. Top left, our red Zerg from Root Gaming. Give it up for Jake. It's going to be a busy couple of months, obviously, from the very end of October until kind of mid-ish November. I'm not going to be super active because I'm at BlizzCon, followed by Home Story Cup. Again, like I said, I'll be trying to do a few kind of like IRL streams from those places and just some fun bits and pieces, but nothing too crazy. Not going to be like casting too much, but obviously when we come back from that, we'll sort of focus up and do a little bit more. So yeah. ×7 combo on the Kappa Pride. Insane. That was pretty good going. Never ask why not with the combo breaker. Is it really his fault though? Is it other people's fault for not being as fast to get on the train? Get on the Kappa Pride train? I don't know. Faults on both sides. Wardy apartment tournament? No, man. I don't live in London. I live in, like, the north of the country. Setting up here. Reaper coming across. We are going to see double gas already taken for, our Terran player. Means that he's not going to take the super fast free CC as before. Reaper just going to be poking and prodding. Going to be seeing this queen just narrowly grabbing that Reaper, but alive. Going to keep it alive to keep on scouting here. Starport on the way up as well, and we are just going to be seeing the CC finishing up on the natural. Hashtag Jig, do that thing where you win again, it says Nexus in the chat. He's brought it back a little bit. It was like a 75-25 vote before, now it's 70-30. Jig's still getting some love, but most of you guys still loving aLive right now here in game number 4. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Overlord from Jig coming down the left-hand side. Medevac on the way out of the starport, and as that Medevac comes on in, I'm just going to be seeing the couple more Hellions pop in as well. I mean, again, just going to see a Medevac early, probably an armory. In fact, there it is, already on the way down. And yeah, just going to be seeing this like little bit of a push across the map. Again, aLive going aggressive this time, which obviously is naturally therefore a bit more defensive as well in a lot of ways. And so he's much safer in case an attack hits him that he doesn't quite see coming. But obviously, with this Reaper, it's, you know, he's able to see a lot of what is coming. He's got a good pre-warning of any sort of surprises that might be headed his way. It's just going to be seeing the Liberator as a follow-up. Now the first Hellion's moving across. Rotron's not ready yet, by the way. Only 3 queens as well. This is not a good setup for Jig. As we're going to see these Hellbats popping up in towards the natural expansion. They are going to start working their way towards this queen. I mean, the first queen already going down would be huge. Oh man, is Jig just going to straight up die to this? I mean, he's going to be able to start making roaches now. A little bit late though. I mean, 7 roaches on the way up, but how much damage is going to be done before this attack continues? I mean, well, before these roaches pop out, I mean, a lot, I think, is the answer. You do see some Lings going to go counterattack, but the wall comes up in time, although there is a secondary wall that might have to be placed over here. Another queen does drop. Maybe he just targets down the third hatchery. I mean, that would be fantastic damage, wouldn't it? Starting to work his way through this here now. First Roach gets taken down. And we've seen those Hellbats still working their way through the hatchery. Roach is pulling back a little bit. Just going to see the Hellbats actually fighting very nicely here against these first few Roaches. The Medevac keeping these healed up as well, really doing a lot. Meanwhile, though, the SCV is starting to drop for aLive. There's the Hellbat coming in to save the day. But still, 6 SCVs lost. There's some damage dealt here by our Zerg player. It is something to make up for what's happening at home. He is up by 16 workers, but maybe not now if these drones sit in this set of Hellbat fire. And he's also not mining because of the Liberator coming in. And because he's killed the Queens earlier, there's no anti-air available. And the drone isn't even making a spore crawler yet. Jig is not really keeping on top of everything he should be keeping on top of. And now more Hellions coming across the map to reinforce. Another few Zerglings coming on in. This is just about going to be cleaned up now, finally. aLive. 7 workers down in the end, but delayed so much mine time here. Look at this. I mean, you can see Jig took a worker, income lead, dips, income lead, dips heavily. It's really been a back and forth one as we're going to be seeing this Zergling going to get taken down as well. Just going to be seeing the Banshee on the way up from aLive now. Follow up here, which will be so powerful, and even just these Hellions running in towards this mineral line might be so powerful as well. 3 workers going down, more to follow. Oh, those drones are taking a roasting at the moment. Didn't realize National Roast Me Day here on Abyssal Reef, as we're going to be seeing so much getting cleaned up. 9 more workers killed, and here comes the Banshee. We talked about it before. There isn't very much anti-air because the Queens got killed, and this one Queen will not do a lot. Banshee can cloak. aLive says I don't need to. Cloaks as the Banshee dies. Just paying attention to the right place at the right time. They're obviously not BM or anything. I'm just going to pick off the more on these drones, and I mean, this is going to come in towards the natural. Well, there still isn't a spore crawler for some reason. Even after that Liberator earlier was causing so much chaos, it did get picked off the Liberator by the Queens, but I mean, look at this. Another couple drones going down. 18 more workers killed. The Lings will counterattack into what? Hellbats and a Banshee again? Not going to really be that pretty, is it? I'm just going to be seeing these Hellbats. Okay, they'll start at 4, but they clean up enough Lings to be pretty safe overall. Actually, I mean, I guess there's a Roach or 2 arriving as well. The Hellbats are down. I think this is okay. SCVs know that they can afford to lose a few of their numbers here to this counterattack. Jig is down to 38 supply, 60 supply for aLive, 10 worker advantage. Army supplies in the lead. Everything looking very good right now for our Terran player to move through to the semi-finalist players, Korean counterpart in this event. Banshee's going to be moving up towards the top left-hand side again. Try and get in on some more action. Double Evo Jimmer dropping down. Chicken, I mean, fairness to him, to be fair, at this stage, one thing you may want to try and keep up on is your upgrades. But he's just in such a difficult position. That's the thing. No matter what Jig builds right now, there's not really a, something which is like, oh yeah, that's a great decision. It's like if he builds drones, it's like, well, of course he's going to build drones. If he builds units, it's like, well, he's got to be careful of a counterattack, and then you might say, well, he's building drones, but there's an attack coming. There's no right decision here. As you're going to see, I think this Fed base is going to go down. Spore repositions, the Banshees will just go to the other side. We'll actually get the Queen in the process. aLive with all the correct moves. I mean, there's not a single thing being done here that's really kind of wrong for him. Now the natural expansion under fire. Another Queen drops the third. Again, Hatch is just so close to going down. It really won't be around for long. These Banshees actually just going to come and help out over on the third, on the natural. Realizing he can go back to the third at any real point here. He's going to pick this off. And I mean, there's a tank siege on the low ground. Some roaches got to pop. It lasts a few seconds. Liberator siege is up too. GG. Jig will wrap it up for us here this evening by typing on out. aLive takes it 3 games to 1 and advances through to our semi-finals, where he'll be playing against